Hey everybody, what's up? It's Jasmine. I've actually got a cold. So it's the middle of summer and I have a cold. So that's kind of weird. It started the day, like the night before I went back to work. So that was kind of weird. But anyway, today we're going to be watching some of Glitterforever17's latest video where she gives us a house tour of a house that is foreclosing, like her house that she's possibly losing. So I thought that this was really interesting because, first of all, I didn't watch Glitterforever17 when she was big on YouTube, but I have watched videos about her afterwards because I think it's quite interesting with YouTubers that get like really famous and, you know, like they do well on YouTube and then it just goes downhill. And she's had a really interesting story because her YouTube channel, as far as I know, it was like pretty kid and family friendly, and then it got quite raunchy, and then and then she just sort of vanished. So we're going to be watching this video and just, you know, taking a look, trying to figure out, you know, what this video is about and see if we can learn anything, and you know how it is. So yeah, let's watch that on my lunchtime.
Was still spending on all of these house renovations. So I don't see myself falling for a long time. I'll make the money back if I spend it. That was my mindset. The money started to slowly trickle off. It didn't come in as quickly anymore, and yet I was still spending on all of these house renovations. And it's one of the biggest regrets of my life because I don't know if I'll ever have that much money again in my entire life. And I had that one chance to save money and actually use it for a good purpose. I'm having to suffer the consequences. But at the end of the day, I'm just happy that I have my health. I'll get back there again. I'm gonna work my hardest. And not only is it not my home anymore, it's possibly gonna be foreclosed. We're not exactly sure if it's gonna be foreclosed, but it may be. If not, just know that I won't be living here for much longer. And that's what happens when you lose all your money. I wanna die on the inside. This is the gigantic door that I spent thousands of dollars on. Won't be getting a refund. So now it's time to enter the bank's home. Are you ready to see all the money I wasted? Let's go. It used to be, it looked like actual rocks before, but we decided to paint over it because it was ugly. It's a baby alligator. So we have another pet. His name is Mr. Lizardton. Excuse me. Excuse me. Get down. The reason we have so many boxes in here is because we're having to leave and we're packing all of our stuff. This is the whole living room. So here we are back in the kitchen. Here we have my gorgeous dining room table, and then we have like this cute little enclave here. So this little table here, I put this here obviously for when people walk in, put your keys on it or whatever. And I love this lamp. I got this lamp at Kirkland's. Here we have these lights. They're filled with expensive detail. So here we have the granite countertops that I spared no expense on. And I also have like my bar stools here. And this is my grand dining table. So let's go in. Welcome to my lovely bedroom. I have a gorgeous view of the lake, a beautiful chandelier, and this is the bed. I've had this bed for so many years. I got it on Wayfair. This is where I cry myself to sleep at night.
Is that Jesus?
Say hi, Mr. Daniel. Can I sit with you? Yeah? With a smaller TV, but I actually wasn't the one to buy it. It was someone else that I used to be with. 70-inch, very expensive. And I picked it out myself at the tub store. This is so funny that I actually thought that I had this much money. I was gonna put a water light fountain here. I was gonna spend thousands of dollars. Gosh, I'm so trash. I was gonna spend thousands of dollars on one of those light fountains that lit up and like did songs to music. Like they have a Disney World.
That's what happens when white trash gets money.
I know. I almost bought it. And it was like $4,000. Why can't I just like hit my past self in the face really hard? The only thing I was able to afford was him, which is a narwhal. Let me tell you the story of what this was gonna be before I went broke. This was gonna be like a cute little TV area.
Okay, so the rest of the tour, she's taking us around her mum's part of the house, but she doesn't actually show us anything because she wants to keep it private for her mum. But it's yeah, it's crazy to think. I mean, I just can't even imagine how much money she spent on the place. First of all, it doesn't really look expensive. But that's possibly just a choice of colors and things like that. You know, it's very dark. It's not super inviting. But yeah, it's really sad, I guess. Especially, I mean, she sounds like she's really, really, really disappointed. But it also sounds like, I don't know, she's had like a weird career on YouTube. But I mean, this is just an example of like, don't spend money that you don't have, because she's talking about spending money that she assumed she was going to make from YouTube, based on what she had been earning, right? And that might sound like it's a good idea, like, well, I've been earning this much so far, so obviously I'm going to keep on earning that. But you really don't know. I mean, even if you have a stable job, like I have a stable job, I still have to think about, like, what if I get fired? Like, what if something happens, you know? I mean, there's no reason why I should get fired, but you never know, you know? You have to prepare for the worst, you know? You have to be ready to you know, live on, you know, savings and things like that, which means that you have to have savings. So it doesn't really sound like she saved anything. I mean, I don't know if she did, but I don't know how much money she was earning, but earning a decent amount of money, you can put that into savings accounts to earn interest, as in like you can do term deposits and things like that to earn interest on your money. And then you can't access the money, which can sort of help you save because you can't have access to the money. There are also like, you know, investment options, obviously. And then there's just buying things that don't necessarily go down in value. Like if you bought a car, that instantly goes down in value, right? But there are certain things like, I mean, you know, I mean, I personally know, well, like I don't personally know, but there are even designer handbags that you buy and they have been increasing in value for years. So if you sold them, you might sell them at a loss, but you'd still get back most of your money. So like, let's say you bought, you know, a $5,000 handbag, and then you might sell it for $3,000 or $4,000. And if you had to do that, you were in a tight position, you had to do that, that's still like a decent amount of money that you'll be getting back, right? So there's like, you can have a luxury lifestyle but also be smart about it, and it just sounds like she wasn't smart about it. And also it sounds also a little bit like she was going by the sunk cost fallacy, which is where after realizing that she wasn't earning as much money, she continued to build her house as big as she could and as luxurious as she thought it could be, based on the fact that she'd already done it, or that she could get back to, you know, she's still talking about getting back to the top, but yeah, it's not a good way to go about your life. I mean, she could have set herself up to live a really comfortable life. It might not necessarily be super glamorous, but still like a really decent life. So it's sad, but it's also a good warning to other people. But then at the same time, it's kind of like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people still fall into that trap, like just everyday people. They get a job, they're earning a decent wage, and then they just they get into debt because they spend money before they actually have it. So they spend money that they they presume that they're going to get, because if you get a monthly paycheck, you would think that you would still be getting that, right? But like I said, anything can happen. So this is a good example of what not to do. And I mean, obviously we could make fun of her taste and everything like that, but there's really no point, because at the end of the day, it's about the fact that she messed up, and if she hadn't messed up, she could have had like as many chandeliers as she wanted or whatever, like she could have had, it wouldn't even matter what her style was. She could still, have her dream house. But yeah, so don't be like that, kids. And yeah, good luck with the move, Forever17. Yeah, or Glitterforever17, whatever she's called. Anyway, catch you all later. Hey, door.